News in Congress. Democrats push for tax increases. Republicans call for spending cuts. I'm going to say the Republicans will cave on this. What does Congressman Tom Graves have to say? He is a Republican and he joins us right now. Here's why I say you're going to cave. I hear that Vice President Biden is prepared to cut spending by $1 trillion over a 10-year period. That's a big number, and I think you're going to cave and accept it. And I do call that a cave because $1 trillion in 10 years is nothing. What do you say, sir?
Well, you're absolutely right. I think you would see a lot of people say that that is a very weak position. And so for your viewers and to comfort you, there is at least one Republican, that's Tom Graves, that's going to stand very firm and resolved on this issue because we've got to save our nation from the crisis that we're in fiscally. And so myself and others have joined together in a plan called Cut, Cap, and Balance, a very simple, common sense plan that says, look, cut the deficit in half in 2012 over that next fiscal year. Cap government spending at 18% of GDP. Very simple. You're creating a box. Fit all of government into that box and make it small. But then lastly, balance the budget.
You'll never be able to negotiate that. I mean, the president will never accept that. That would just prolong these debt discussions. Because, I mean, that's a pretty good position to stake out, Congressman, but you're not going to get it.
It's the right position,
But you're not going to get it. I mean, if you're going to negotiate, you've got to have a little give somewhere. They've got to have a little give somewhere, too. You've got to have a middle ground here. You're not staking out middle ground.
Well, are we at a point right now in our nation where we've got to compromise because we're only compromising the future of our nation? So I think this is a time for bold proposals. This is a very serious situation we are in, and I think the president expects Republicans to come to the center to compromise. But you know what? This is not the time to do that. I have 3 children, and they know that I'm here fighting on behalf of their future. And that's really what it's about right now. It's the next generation. So are guys going to be focused on the next election, or are they going to be focused on the next generation? I'm here today to say there's a lot that are going to stand firm.
If you can't get what you want, would you be prepared to blow past the August 2nd deadline and say, right, we'll live on our own resources. We'll live on what we're bringing into the Treasury. We'll live on it. Would you do that?
Well, I think the question is this as well, and you know, a lot of people say, well, what happens if you don't increase the debt ceiling? I think a lot of people need to start asking the question is, what if we don't change the course and we continue what we've been doing? Why do we even have a debt limit in the first place? So we can always increase it? So I think it's time that we look at how are we going to change the course, how are we going to bring government back within the box in which it should operate, and this is the time to do it. If we don't seize this moment, we'll never do it.
All right, Congressman, I said you were going to cave. Clearly, you, sir, are not. And we appreciate you being with us to articulate that position.
Thanks,
Tom Graves, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, sir.